Hi everyone. We're going to start with Chapter 7 today, and it's called Groups. Mrs. Johnson finishes explaining our group project, which can be about any animal we choose. She asks us to give her some choices and writes them on the board. I chose the heart. Her marker squeaks to a halt on the whiteboard. I see, she says, turning slowly to look at the person. Of what animal? I don't care, as long as it's human. I'm really good at drawing the human heart now. The class laughs. She sighs. I want you to write about an animal. How about a panda? I shake my head. Can't she see I'm already drawing a heart in my notebook? Another animal. I shake my head again. Well, think about it. Maybe you'll come up with some animals that'll interest you. After she writes a bunch more animals on the board, she says to break into groups. Everyone moves except me. Mrs. Johnson stands in front of my desk. Would you like help finding a group? I have a group. Who's in your group? Me. Who else? Nobody. I'm my own group. Someone laughs. I'd like you to be in a real group. How about joining Emma and Brianna? No. More kids laugh. Mrs. Johnson narrows her eyes and mouth at them, but turns back to me. Excuse me? No, thank you. That's another sticker for my Your Manners chart. Everyone laughs now. Mrs. Johnson takes a big breath and lets it out. I want you to be part of a group. I stare at her hands. Do you understand? Yes, I understand what she wants, but I also know what I want. So will you come over and join them now? She doesn't understand. I shake my head. No. Why not? I sigh and try to explain it so she'll get it. I know that's what you want, but it's not what I want. Hi, says Mrs. Brooke. You're early. I know. I told Mrs. Johnson that, but she said it was time to see you now. She's having trouble getting it today. Oh, let's talk about it. I explain about the group project. Caitlin, when a teacher says she wants you to do something, that means you should do it. It's the same as saying you have to do it. Well, why didn't she say that? It's a nice way of saying it. No, it's not. It's a confusing way of saying it. And she should say please if she's trying to be nice. Would that have helped if she'd said please? Maybe. Should I share that with her? Why don't you let me talk with her instead? And why don't you want to do a group project with some of the girls? I can do a better group project by my own self. I'm sure you can do a wonderful project, but there's value in working with a group. What's the value? Making friends. I already have friends. Well, tell me about your friends. My dictionary, TV, computer. Mrs. Brooke shakes her head. I'm talking about people and learning how to get along with others. I know how. I leave them alone. Not that way. But that's what they always tell me. Leave me alone. Caitlin, go away. So I'm listening, and I'm doing what they asked, so I'm being nice. Mrs. Brooke's head drops down, and she squeezes her hands into fists. It can be difficult, but I'm going to help you. She looks at the person. Let's think about the children in your class. I stare at the facial expressions chart. I start stuffed animaling it. Are you thinking? I already did. Who did you think of? I'm thinking of people who smile a lot. That's supposed to mean happy and nice and friendly. And which people have mad faces or cry a lot because that means they're sad or mad or scared. Or sometimes even happy and just feeling emotional, Mrs. Brooke says. See, that's why emotions are evil and I hate them, especially crying. I don't get it. Laughing is easier to figure out, she says. It usually shows that you're happy. Well, not always. Sometimes it shows you're being mean. That's true if someone is teasing or making fun of someone. When, I tell her, not if. She sighs. I suppose it's just as hard to figure out emotions from laughing, too. Now I'm thinking about Josh. Mrs. Brooke does her turtle head jerk. Oh, do you like him? No. Let's try to pick someone you like and we'll work on a friendship with that person. That's the first thing to think about. Oh, you didn't say that. Who do you like? I don't know. Think hard. Miss Harper. Miss Harper? Yes, she's the principal. Get it? She's everyone's pal. Yes, okay, but I'm thinking of someone your age. Who are you thinking of? Well, no one in particular. I'd like you to think of someone. I don't like this game. I give up, so why don't you just tell me? Well, how about Emma? Emma? Yes, she's very outgoing. I don't like very outgoing, or effusive, or extroverted, or gregarious, or any of those words that mean their loudness fills up my ears and hurts, and their face and waving arms invade my personal space, and their constant talking sucks all the air out of the room until I think I'm going to choke. It's easier to talk with people who are outgoing. Just think about it. This is what I'm thinking. Mrs. Brooke does not get it. You're a very special person, Caitlin. I think you'll be a wonderful friend. Okay, maybe she does get it. I'm the one who doesn't. She lets me look up friend in the dictionary. It says, somebody emotionally close. There's that word evil again, emotionally. That's not one of my strengths. But you can develop that strength. I look away and suck on my sleeve. I'm not ready to develop that strength yet. Mrs. Brooke seems to get it. She sighs and says she'll talk with Mrs. Johnson, and maybe this time I can be my own group because there's a lot going on in my life right now, but soon I'll have to join the group. I don't like the word soon because you don't know when it's going to sneak up on you and turn into now. Or maybe it'll be the kind of soon that never happens, like when I asked Dad and Devon when the chest would be finished. They said, soon. Chapter 8, Bambi. I'm doing my group project on the heart and how it works, and how a gunshot wound to the heart makes it stop working, and what they do with the body when it's dead, which is cremate it. At least that's what happened to Devon. When I finish my last drawing, I go to the sofa where Dad is sitting and show it to him. He reads it, and his head drops, almost to his knees. The bump on his throat goes in and out every time he swallows. He sniffs several times, which means the last 3 times, and actually he sniffs 5 times, before I say, "What's wrong with it?" "Nothing," he says. It's very well done. I need to go take a shower. You can pick out a video and watch it. Yay! And I don't even have all the stickers I need for a video. I run over to the shelf with the videos and stop. Why are you taking a shower at night? You always take a shower in the morning. He is already out of the living room. I'm a little sore, and I don't hear what he says after that, except he must be really sore because I hear him crying before the shower turns on. I don't want to hear the crying, so I focus on my favorite videos. I don't like the ones the other girls at school like, with loud music and girls who giggle and dance. I like cartoons. I pick up Cinderella, but it's kind of a stupid story. Not because she lost a shoe. I lose shoes all the time. But if you know where you lost your shoe, why don't you go back and get it? And if you don't know, Devon always says, go back to the last place you remember having it and start looking there. Cinderella should go back to the dance. Snow White is okay because of the dwarves, and Pocahontas is good because of the animals, but Devon says the music is crying music, and Dad is already crying, so I don't want that. I pull out Bambi and look at it. Bambi reminds me how smart I am. Sometimes I'm smarter than Devon, even though he is 3 years and 1 month and 16 days older than me. Even when I was 5 years old and we watched Bambi. Bambi's mother is shot dead. You don't see her die because it's a cartoon, but you hear the gun, and you see Bambi call and call for his mother, and she never comes back, so she is definitely dead. Devon kept saying, well, she can't be dead. She can't be dead. And I said, she's dead, Devon. He started crying and saying, she's coming back. She has to come back. And so I have to yell at him, she's dead, and she's never coming back. And Dad had to come and take Devon out of the room because, like Dad said, you shouldn't say things like that. I don't know why Devon couldn't get it that the mother was dead. Our mother died 2 years before we watched Bambi, so he should have known that mothers die and that they don't ever come back again no matter how much you cry or call for them, especially if they're shot dead. I look over at Devon's chest. The air from the heat pump is making the sheet lift up just a bit. Then it stops dead. I look back at the Bambi video and put it back on the shelf because it's giving me a recess feeling in my stomach, and I don't know why. So we can see some of the difficulties Caitlin has at school with interpreting her classmates' emotions, and we're seeing how literal she takes her teacher's instructions. Just like the character on Big Bang Theory, he takes everything so literally. He doesn't understand that things can mean other things. And we're seeing Caitlin's dad struggle with the death of Devon, and how he also has to deal with a daughter who has Asperger's, and it's kind of difficult for him because she doesn't understand what he's going through, so he has to protect her and also grieve for his son that he's lost.